The ballroom glittered like a crown of lies, champagne flutes chiming under crystal chandeliers. Father's voice boomed. I owe it all to my sons. Laughter swelled. I, the architect of half his empire, stood invisible, nameless on the plaque. My heels clicked like gunshots as I handed him the black box. From your biggest failure, I whispered, and vanished into the night. The hall was a cathedral of wealth, golden sconces, bathing marble floors in honeyed light. Father stood center stage, silver hair gleaming, flanked by my brother's smug princes in tailored tuxedos. Cameras flashed, immortalizing their triumph. His smile was a blade, slicing me out of the frame. My boys built this with me, he declared, voice rich as aged whiskey. Applause thundered. I felt it in my ribs, a hollow drum. I was 8 when I first tasted his disdain. His office smelled of leather and cigar smoke, mahogany desk, vast as a battlefield. He let my brother spin his gold cufflinks like toys. Me. He pressed a calculator into my palms. Numbers, little one. That's your playground. His eyes storm gray dismissed me before I spoke. Business isn't for girls. The words lodged like shrapnel. I learned to smile, to nod, to hide the fire kindling in my chest. Years later, top of my class at Wharton, I waited for his call. None came. Board meeting, his assistant said. 2 years on, my brother's STARTUPA, glorified app for ordering artisanal coffee, crashed spectacularly. Father wrote a 7-figure check. Potential, he called it, clapping their shoulders. I swallowed the bile, joined his firm anyway. Chief Operations Assistant. The title sparkled until I saw the org chart. I was a glorified gatekeeper, fetching coffee while they brainstormed in glass offices. Nights bled into dawn. I rewrote contracts, optimized supply chains, saved millions he never noticed. Then, one midnight in his corner office, city lights sprawling below like a circuit board, I opened an encrypted folder. My name glowed. Reassign. LAX vision. Phase out. His signature, bold as a guillotine. Something inside me calcified. Not rage clarity. I didn't scream. I studied. He was careless with secrets. Offshore accounts in the Caymans. Shell companies nested like Russian dolls. Earnings inflated through phantom deals. My brother's names on the deeds, their signatures forged in greed. I traced every wire, every ledger, until the map of his corruption pulsed in my dreams. Information is power, he'd said. I became its silent sovereign. I struck surgically. Anonymous tips to the SEC, drip-fed to auditors, board members. Nothing traceable, burner emails, VPNs, dead drops in public libraries. I was a ghost in his machine. The retirement gala was my curtain call. One spent the week before, in a rented loft. City humming below, tying knots in digital rope. The flash drive was sleek, black as obsidian. Every transaction, every lie, one file named, from your biggest failure.
Things inflated through phantom deals. My brother's names on the deeds, their signatures forged in greed. I traced every wire, every ledger, until the map of his corruption pulsed in my dreams. Information is power, he'd said. I became its silent sovereign. I struck surgically. Anonymous tips to the SEC, drip-fed to auditors, board members. Nothing traceable, burner emails, VPNs, dead drops in public libraries. I was a ghost in his machine. The retirement gala was my curtain call. I spent the week before in a rented loft, city humming below, tying knots in digital rope. The flash drive was sleek, black as obsidian. Every transaction, every lie, one file named, from your biggest failure. The night arrived, air thick with orchids and ambition. I wore crimson, a slash against their monochrome world. My heels carved a path through the crowd, each step a heartbeat. Father's eyes flicked to me, curious, then dismissive. I pressed the box into his hand. Open it later, I said, voice silk over steel. His fingers brushed mine, cold, unfamiliar. I walked out, red ribbon trailing like blood. From my car across the street, I watched through tinted glass. The ballroom's glow spilled onto the pavement, a stage set for collapse. He opened it on the podium, smile faltering. The screen behind him, meant for a montage of his glory, flashed to life. My file. Numbers. Names. His empire, gutted. His screen was silent through soundproof windows, but I saw his knees buckle. The crowd froze, champagne forgotten. My brothers' faces drained to ash. 48 hours later, headlines screamed, fraud. Subpoenas. Empire crumbles. His accounts frozen, my brother's trust seized. He locked himself in that mahogany office, blinds drawn, phone ringing unanswered. 12 missed calls. One voicemail, voice cracked like old paint, "You don't understand." I deleted it. Understanding was my birthright. They called it a breakdown. I called it justice. The company rebranded under my name, sleek logo gleaming on the skyscraper he once owned. His office, now mine, smelled of fresh paint, not cigars. I kept one thing, the calculator from when I was 8. It sits on my desk, a relic of the girl who learned to count losses before love. Regret? That's for heirs who were cherished. I was dead, dismissed, erased. I didn't burn his world for hate. I rebuilt it in my image, brick by brick, lie by lie. The world calls it revenge. I call it inheritance. And tonight, under the same golden lights, I raise a glass alone. To the daughter who surpassed the master. Like and subscribe for more videos, thank you so much.